Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, grab a Bible. I've got some information I want to share with you, a very prophetic word that we're receiving here. We understand that in Israel, there has been a meeting on Sunday. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu attended a meeting on security in the city of Jerusalem with his top officials, including the public security ministers and the Jerusalem chief of police. And they have decided to do a deployment of an additional 400 police officers to put on the streets of Jerusalem. Why? To curb the violence and the violent threats that obviously are increasing and intensifying there in the city of Jerusalem. And as Israel realizes, not only do they have problems, they have Hamas in the Gaza and also in parts of the West Bank that are embedded among the people. We're seeing the violence of these Palestinian jihadis that will run people over in the streets, and different types of things. We've had stabbings and different types of snipers now shooting at people. While that's going on, of course, the Hamas in Gaza, you have Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, you have Al-Qaeda and Al-Nusra, and now ISIS lingering in Syria along the Golan Heights area. Also, there is ISIS sneaking in among the Hamas rebels in Gaza, also with the Muslim Brotherhood up in the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt. And we know ISIS is continuing to move forward because they're building coalitions with other groups. So besides this external threat, and don't forget Iran. Are you serious, Iran? What? They're building a nuclear bomb. And they have the support of several other nations as they've done oil deals. And so Iran continues to work toward nuclear capability. But the Bible gave us 3 verses that helps us understand this time we're living in. If you look in Luke chapter 21, verse 20, let me read 3 verses from the New Testament. Jesus spoke of a very prophetic chapter about signs of the end times as it specifically relates to Jerusalem. He says these words, "And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Jerusalem or in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let them that are in the countries therein enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." So when you begin to see Jerusalem compassed about with many armies, know that the desolation thereof is nigh, or very soon. Also, then, them that are in Judea need to flee into the mountains, and them that are in the midst of it depart out, and then let not them that are in the countries therein come in too. So protect your borders, and those Jews that are in Judea flee into the mountains for some safety, because there's enemies already in your camp. And that would be over in the West Bank, folks. And in 2013, I was in Jerusalem, and I went up to the West Bank. I actually went into the Palestinian Authority territory. I went to Bethlehem. I went to Jericho. I went over into the West Bank and spoke to several folks there and realized that there were many Jews, of course, settlers living among a larger group of Palestinians. And they were in the hills of Judea. And so Petra's not far away through the Jordan Valley, across into Jordan. So these very scriptures could easily be fulfilled if war broke out. And so Israel is also told to protect their borders. And you want to know why Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is so concerned about safety, not only by deploying 400 more police officers to Jerusalem, but of course, he wants to continue to beef up the security around his borders, and because it is critical. So Jesus said, "For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." Certainly, we're seeing the armies compassing Jerusalem, Israel, as a nation, and we begin to feel and see the biblical prophecies coming to pass. Are you saved? You know, Stephen Ben Danoon did a great YouTube video on the word violence and how that the word violence means Hamas, actually. And he breaks it down for you. He goes into Genesis and does a great job. I'll put the link of his video on here. I think that it's important for folks to understand that we're living in the last days, and the signs are everywhere. Keep an eye on Israel, Jerusalem. Keep an eye on the signs in the heavens. Watch all the current world events, apocalyptic storms and different situations developing, and you can see that we are living in the end times. We're living in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Are you serious? We are living in the last days. It's time to be saved. I'll be right back with more current world events, how they relate to Bible prophecy, and don't miss today's live broadcast at 12 noon Eastern. Live at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com.